alone. You and I intertwine. Refreshing conversation for the mind. As we stare, we both seek and hope to find real love, purified. Sing with me, girl. Use your heart and not your eyes. Baby, just relax and ride. If you got time, then I got time. Y'all know the song. Come on, girl. Free your thoughts and watch them fly. Use your heart and not your eyes. Yes, baby. Come on. Y'all know the song. My goodness, as I watch you sleeping there. Come on. So easily, I did things I never dare. Yes. Y'all know SWV is always a good way to brighten up somebody, and I really needed it to brighten me up and perk me up. So shout out to them sisters with voices. That's off the New Beginnings album. Use your heart. So y'all, we are finally down to the 50-yard line, child, and they are just determined to beat us over the head with Real Housewives of Potomac until December, girl. But we finally made it down to the wire, 50-yard line, and it's just going to be interesting to see what this episode is going to give us. As always been the case, I'm watching it right along with you guys. Pause buffer strats. It just makes it a lot easier for me to get the videos out in time so that a lot of you all would have been seeing the pre-recorded so that we'll be caught up when it comes down to gag, which is tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m., 10 o'clock Central, only on the second channel, Gags with T. So just make sure that y'all are there. And so yeah, let's see what these hoes got. Girl. So they start us off with Karen and Ray. So Karen and Ray talk to their planner because it's the day before the Love Vow renewals or whatever. And Ray makes mention of them sleep ass butterflies. I told y'all, them butterflies wasn't dead. All right, their temperature, their body temperature was low so that they would be able to withstand being in the box without, real oxygen. All right, they were not dead. But I thought that was funny, Ray. And Raven got a damn kidney stone, child, so she ain't gonna be able to be there. But their son will be able to be there, and he's gonna walk her down the aisle, just like he did when they first got married. I thought that was cute. So Ashley and Michael meet with Devil Dick and Dickless, that fuck nigga in a dress, for lunch. And girl, this whole scene was just the whole entire scene was nothing but shade on top of shade on top of pettiness from producers on top of shade, child. Just a bunch of damn shade. So the producers were being messy as fuck when they was talking about, why she chose to hang out with Robin and Juan or whatever the case may be, and they flashed back to when he queened out living for his man last episode. Girl, I still gag at that. So Robin asks Michael why he hasn't been around, and he says he hasn't been around because he doesn't like Chris or Candiace because of the things that they were saying about his wife. And he brings up Chris not having a job, and then that's when Robin comes in and says that sometimes she feels like Michael feels like he's more of an elitist than them, because he was like, what's wrong with him, being her manager, and what's wrong with her mother taking care of her. There's nothing wrong with their mother taking care of her, and there's nothing wrong with what they got going on. My whole thing is, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But the way that everybody was taught was that the man is supposed to be able to take care of his children. The man is supposed to be able to provide for the family and the household. The man should be able to do that. The only thing that we have know of him is from what they told us. And from what they told us, it has not been that good. We don't even know if he has a real fucking job. We don't really know what Chris does for a living. We don't know. Then you got Doc coming up here and she's laying out truths, and then all that, like Anyway, I whatever. So, Ashley asks them about them having another baby, and then both of them are obviously not on the same page when it comes to having a baby. He seems to think that he was there like that, and she says that from around the time when their kids were children, he wasn't there like that because they was rocky. My whole thing is they're not having a baby. All right, they're not having a baby. I refuse to believe that the good Lord is gonna bring a baby up into that nonsense. Okay, y'all are not equally yoked. Y'all household is not in order. Why in the flying hell would y'all sit up here and want to bring a baby into that nonsense? For what? Into this bullshit, this sham that y'all trying to sit up here and trying to convince everybody that you are in. Like, when I look at y'all again, I don't get husband and wife. I get a brother and sister type vibe. That's what I get. That's all I've ever gotten from y'all. Like, I don't. Whatever, girl. We'll be back. So, girl, Candiace, Candiace, her mammy, and her man with the Neapolitan dick he got, go down to E1 Studios and get signed for her deal, I guess, and put out the album that I'm assuming was Deep Space. Again, even though I don't see it for her big face ass, I'm never gonna sit here and act like she ain't got no talent, because she does. And big face, I want you to make it as far as you could go with this, and that's the God's honest truth. You understand me? I don't dislike you enough to where I don't want to see you succeed in life. I want you to make it, and I want you to have what you're supposed to have. So go on ahead and do what you need to do, girl. But what I'm so sick and tired of seeing is them damn tears. Girl, put them damn tears up. I'm tired of seeing them. We know what you've been doing, girl. You came up here with the same damn story that T-Boz came up here with. Dancing with a hairbrush in her hand, singing in the mirror. That's the same thing T-Boz said, girl, which was probably the same thing Beyonce said, which was probably the same thing Mariah Carey said, girl. You ain't saying nothing different that ain't nobody else did, child. Put them damn tears up. And them damn Kleenex. Sick of seeing them. Moving on. So Dickless, that fuck nigga in the dress, and Devil Dick go down to that rented space that she need for them tied ugly ass hats that she's still trying to convince everybody that she's selling so much of that she really needs to buy space. I guess so, Dickless. So she talks about having a baby and how if they did decide to do that things will have to change and things can't be the way that they were, like how they was when Cain and Abel was little. Talking about, changing diapers and blah, blah, blah. And then he gets really upset, gets in his feelings and in his bag, and says that, it was 13 years ago. Stop bringing that up. And, he storms off and leave like the distraught woman that he is, girl. He couldn't wait to walk out on her ass so that she could go and hunch on Michael. He got to get his sexual aggressions out. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it is just like I said, like y'all want to bring another baby into this calamity that y'all call a marriage or an engagement or whatever the hell. Because in my opinion, y'all just roommates that just so happen to be baby mama and baby daddy. Like, that's just really what I feel about y'all. And like y'all found the way to normalize this bullshit with y'all and Cain and Abel, and then y'all want to sit up and bring in another baby into this. Girl, do what y'all want to do. I'll be back after this commercial break. Oh, child. So they pan back to when Dickless stormed off like a distraught white woman. And then he tells her that it's always about what he did and what he's done, and never about what Dickless, that fuck nigga in the dress, did do. Well, what didn't she do? Grow a dick? You knew she didn't have that when you got with her. You knew all she had was them 2 suitcases full of dildos and strap-ons that she uses with tacky. Like, I'm trying to figure out what it was that Robin did not do that you just could not get from her. And if it was anything that you couldn't get from her, why didn't you address that? I don't know. Like, I just kind of feel like all, because y'all know, I don't do Robin at all. But to be fair about it, I do think Robin's feelings are valid. I do feel like when Cain and Abel came around, that was the time where he was running off doing whatever the hell he wanted to do and was basically leaving her at home with them screaming kids while he was off playing ball and also dropping his balls off in other holes. You understand me? No matter how I may feel about Robin, I do feel like her feelings are valid when it comes to that. And that's why he always is so willing and so quick to try to shut her up so that she can't say what it really is. You don't want to be known as that, Juan, but that's what you did. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you trying to shut her up doesn't change that that's what it was. And until you acknowledge it and sit in it and stand up in it, you're always going to feel a way when it gets brought up. Maybe if you actually took the time to take accountability for it, she wouldn't have to continuously bring that up. And let's be clear, it's not as it's dickless got a damn storyline. It's really not. This is the most interesting that Robin has been all damn season. This is actually giving me something to be on her side about. I really wish she would have done this all season instead of being crawled up all under Giselle's coochie lips. Moving on. So it's the vow renewal day. Everybody comes and they complains about there not being stairs. I mean, about there being stairs. I mean, I get it, but y'all know how Karen is. She is over the top. The outside of it looked tired, delayed, and through. Y'all should have known she won't gonna pull nothing more than all the stops on the inside. So then Dorothy goes to talk to Ashley, and Candiace tells Chris that she ain't paying that ogre any mind. But bitch, you just did. You just did. Your big forehead, your big wide ass mouth, girl, I swear to God. You listen, I swear you only talk because you got a tongue. I'm telling you, like, you saying you not paying her no mind, but then you shade her and you read her. That's you paying her mind, you fool. Moving on. All right, you guys, we back. So Wendy and Eddie arrived down there, and girl, that red dress was just way too damn tight. So tight to the point her ass couldn't even get up out the car good. Like, Wendy, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that you loving the new skin you in, but girl, look, wear something that you can sit down in and get in and out the car in, girl. So when she comes in, she speaks to Dickless, but she ain't said a damn thing to Tacky, and I don't blame her. And then Candiace, Kleenex, Big Face, was trying to sit there and trying to get her to speak to Tacky. And I love the way that she handled Wendy. I mean, I love the way that she handled her. Wendy said, girl, don't do that. And I'm on her side with that. I only read Robin down because Robin is, I want Robin to stop being a flunky. So until she stops being a flunky and stop being a do-girl and have a mind of her damn own, I'm going to keep reading her down. See, it's out of love with her. She really don't give a damn about Giselle. She don't give not one damn about Giselle, and I'm down for it. I wouldn't speak to Giselle either. We're not friends, and I'm not going to sit here and act as if I like you or that I do you when I don't. Moving on. So Tacky brings up to the table that she's dating a guy that's 34. I think she says he's a commentator. I believe she says he also lives in the DC area. And then when the producer Nora was trying to ask her questions about him, she kept telling her it's none of her business. It ain't none of her business because the shit ain't real, Giselle. That's why it's none of her business. It's not real. It's made up. It's fake. It's phony. It's false. It's a fairy tale. Don't wake you dreaming. Okay, that's what all of it is, child. You dating a damn ghost. Because you ain't, listen, the only man that is ever gonna be in your bed, the only man that will ever want you, the only man that will ever want you or anything you got around is Dickless. You understand me? So girl, go ahead and get out of here with all of that, child. Because out of all of the time people been throwing in your face how you ain't got nobody, if you really had a damn man, Giselle, or bitch, you would have brought him up here and let that be known to shut everybody up. Girl, go have several. So Ashley says that Michael doesn't wear his wedding ring around the house. And or whatever, child. So then they get down to Karen, and Karen coming up the stairs. Karen's dress is gorgeous, all right? Gorgeous, all right? She had it handmade from Turkey. Go ahead, Karen. But Karen, they could have did a lot better with your back because, girl, you had a slam muffin top in the back. I felt like because of that muffin top, your ass should have had a damn veil or had some long Pocahontas something going down the back to cover that. But that's just me, Karen. You still looked amazing, girl. We're going to be back. Oh, Lord God. So Karen and Ray finally goes through their vows, and girl, shout out to Macy Gray, baby. Karen, y'all better recognize who the fuck Karen Huger is, girl. Karen had Macy Gray singing her new single for their first dance. Niecy Nash was up in there. She had a lot of folks around up in there. Shout out. So Michael finally make it, and Candiace tells Skylar that even though her and Ashley doesn't always see eye to eye, she doesn't feel like Michael is morally right for her. And you know what, Candiace, I appreciate you for saying that, but let's be clear, Candiace, I don't feel like you decided to marry a man that did not take care of his kids to be morally right either. I don't think that it was morally sound of you to marry a white man that you and your mama had to take care of. It was bad enough that she still had to take care of your overgrown rusty ass. She had to take care of his ass too. I mean, I'm just saying, while I appreciate you for saying that, again, y'all mirror each other. Moving on. So then Juan tries to finally get Michael and Chris to talk in Memphis. I mean, why? I do not know. It's not like Michael is always there to film unless it's with Juan anyway. So I'm not understanding why they're just so dead set on making this a thing. It is annoying. So Chris tries to bury the hatchet and apologize, but Michael doesn't own up to anything. Candiace calls it white privilege, and she gets up and walk off. Again, you know, I'm gonna tell you this, Candiace. At the end of the day, for what it's worth, your husband did put his hands on him. And because you know what it's like to have hands put on you, I would think you would understand, of all people, how Michael feels about that. But I will say this, Michael, you are full of shit. You're full of shit. And at the end of the day, while I could get on Robin for butting in, I'm glad that Robin butt in. Because at the end of the day, Michael, you're not innocent in any of this. You have also said things that hit below the belt. And my thing is, if he was man enough to sit down and try to have a conversation with you, that's all you should have done, was sit down and have the conversation instead of sitting there and trying to hold your nose up as if you're completely right and your hands are completely clean. And they're not. They're not. They're not. It's bugging me. You know what I'm saying? It's really bugging me that you can sit up and do and say half of the stuff that you have also said about him, but then because you feel as though because he touched you or grabbed you or whatever, that somehow extinguishes all of the wrong that you've done to him. It's way too much. Girl, we'll be back. Lord have mercy, Jesus, child. So, they was finally able to at least shake on it, and that said that from then on there wasn't going to be an issue between them. And then, you know, Juan asked Michael to was he gonna hug Chris, and he said hell nah. But then Juan asked Michael for a hug, and you already know he gave his boo a hug. Okay, yes, God, honey. And when Michael brought up the fact that he was about to leave early, so did Juan. And Robert didn't even have no idea. Robert was like, why are you about to leave? And he says it's because he got to work. Girl, work where? He had a game and you ain't know nothing about it, but y'all live in the same damn house. I bet you Michael knew. I bet you Michael knew he had a damn game. Mm-hmm. So then Chris brings up Candiace saying white privilege and how just because she feels away doesn't mean that she has to express it. She then tells him to shut the hell up talking to her, and then she walks off. Again, this is another time where you've embarrassed your husband, and all he's ever tried to do was try to get you to calm down, understand, listen to what somebody else has to say instead of always leaning on your own understanding. It's like you constantly find a way to embarrass this man, and he's never really done anything to deserve it. But see, Candiace, I'm gonna tell you something. Karma and payback is a bitch, because I'm telling you, when this shit is over, he can pull up all of this footage about how you verbally abused him, talked to him, belittled him, emasculated him, talked to him like you was talking to Ashley or Mia or Monique or anybody else that you done fell up out there with. Like, I don't understand how y'all was even surviving all of this time. Like, your mouth, they're absolutely right, girl. Your mouth is a damn... Whatever. Girl, that's all I got. Thank God this is finally over with. And now all we have to worry about is the reunion. And I'm really not even looking forward to that. But this season was trash. All right. This season was not fun. This season was a headache. This season was exhausting, and the season was that, and so was the demonic sacks of Beelzebubs, aka you Candiace. Girl, have fun with it, cause I'm glad that it's over with, and I will talk to y'all in just a second when we get down to these salt wives. Girl, I'm gone. Bye.